Welcome back here to the fourth match. Unfortunately, I had to take a day break from recording, so obviously you won't be able to tell that, but hopefully I can keep the momentum going. It's a bit early in the morning, but yeah, we won the die roll. We would like to play first. Let's take a look at our hand here. We have removal, we have Thought Scour, we have Gurmag Angler, so it's a threat. But we do have a lot of lands, that's the only issue. So what we could, and we also have both of our islands in hand, which means if we play a fetch to try to power out Gurmag Angler, we will have to shock, which might hurt in aggressive matchups. So let's think about this. And it's a little land heavy, but I think it's worth it. And hopefully we can draw in some more action. So let's think how many cards we can get in the graveyard. Thought Scour represents 3 cards in the graveyard by itself. Polluted Delta is a 4th. Scalding Tarn is a 5th. And that should be 2 mana on turn 2. So if we're playing against some sort of combo deck, we want to set up our clock as fast as possible. So I think we'll keep. Let's go ahead and run out Scalding Tarn in case we need to fetch up Basic Swamp here in an aggressive matchup. Okay, Noble Hierarch. Alright. Fortunately, we don't have the removal spell for it on turn 1. So let's just go ahead and start with a Thought Scour. And we draw a Lightning Bolt. So that actually changes things, I believe. So let's think here. This will be a 5th card. This will be a 6th card. Yep, and we could do everything we want this turn. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll take a lot of damage here, but we drew action. And action is good. Let's go ahead and Lightning Bolt here. Try to slow our opponent's development down a bit as we set up our own clock here. And of course, if they have a Path to Exile, it's gonna be kind of unfortunate, but all right, another Noble Hierarch. Now we're just gonna go ahead and attack first. Let our opponent block if they want to. So they don't. So I think now we'll just go ahead and start with the Serum Visions, and we can decide if we want to go ahead and deal with that. I like both of these cards. I'm actually going to do... I'm going to do top. And because I saw that Fatal Push on top, I'm very happy just going for that Terminate. Especially because we have a Snapcaster Mage, we have Serum Visions, we have a lot of stuff. Alright. Looks like it's Abzan. Could be Abzan Company. See what our opponent runs out here. Fairgrounds Warden. That's an interesting card. Card we don't see much of. Thankfully we have, of course, Fatal Push plus a fetch. And I like both of these cards. So that's what's kind of tough here. Yeah. We're going to set it up like that. Oh, shoot, I played the wrong... Yep, that's misplay number 1 of the game. Hopefully it doesn't cost us too much. Yep. There's the Viscera Seer. Birds. Alright. No attacks. That's very interesting. Yeah, it would have been a great play here would be Crack Fetch, Fatal Push, Swing in. As it stands, though, I guess we'll just go ahead and draw the Tasigur and pass the turn like this. And this way we can keep up Fatal Push and Snap Terminate. Yeah, this is definitely an uncomfortable position, to say the least. Now, especially because they have Collected Company up. So we're going to go ahead and crack fetch here. We'll shock and get a Blood Crypt, because we do have a lot of blue mana already. And we'll go ahead and cast Fatal Push. They will likely sacrifice Viscera Seer. Or, excuse me, sacrifice the Warden for an extra Scry. Here they're going to go for a Collected Company, which we can't unfortunately interact with right now. But we'll see what our opponent gets here. Blood Artist, interesting. Kitchen Finks. Wow, that's very interesting. This is a cool brew here. Obzon. Yep. So the question is, do we want to go Snapcaster Mage, Terminate, or Fatal Push their sack outlet here? Which maybe we wanted to do that before everything. I don't know if the order was going to matter exactly. I'm just worried about the actual combo, like the Kitchen Finks Malira Viscera Seer combo. And I don't know if we should be afraid of that in this kind of build, or if this is more of a aristocrats type of build. Okay, so that's fine. So they put a card on top of the library. There's also an argument to just going after the birds, which is their mana base. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold on to the Terminate. I don't think it's worth it. Here we can just swing in. Opponent takes the damage. We are at 10 life, so we should be careful. But another Collected Company. Yeah, maybe we should have just gone for the birds. Sure. Man, another Kitchen Finks, huh? Alright, that's just one Kitchen Finks, though, so it could be worse. There's a Plains. So this is a land, so... Alright, so they're attacking with the Viscera here, which kind of makes me want to throw out the Snapcaster Mage here. And we can see we can Fatal Push the Blood Artist and block the Viscera Seer, and then we can play another blocker in the form of Tasker. So that would bring us down to how much life here? Oh man, how dead are we? Let's think here. If we go Fatal Push here, they can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, yeah. Let's just go ahead and target Fatal Push here. Sorry, I think we want to go for the Blood Artist here, actually, not the Viscera here, because we can block the Viscera here. At least that's the plan. Yep. Let's see if our opponent goes top or bottom here. Puts a card on the bottom, which is a good sign for us. Here we want to go to blocks, if our opponent will let us. Looks like they do. So this is going to be a grind. It's not going to be an easy game to win here. It would be nice to have a bit of counter magic in terms of like Mana Leak, Counter Squall. But we can't have it all every game. So here, we'll go ahead and start with an attack, because we're not winning this game sitting back. Of course, if our opponent has a path to exile, then we're dead. But like I said, we're not winning this game sitting back. So let's take a look at our graveyard. 4, 5. So I kind of want to be able to activate Tasker and keep up Spell Snare. Of course, if our opponent just jams another Collected Company here, like we're gonna, yeah. Oh, Nylea, God of the, what? What? Alright, it's in. There's not much I can do about that. Alright, we'll spell snare that. Let's go ahead and get a mountain here. We'll activate Tasker. And looks like we're getting back a spell snare, but it's good we got that junk off the top of our deck there, obviously. And Serum Vision is a good start. Let's go. There's an argument to flip Delver here, but our opponent's going to start attacking with Nylea soon. Nylea, what in the world? She is a creature right now. Alright, that means we'll be forced to block if they attack with her. Yeah. And she can also pump target creature. She can pump Kitchen Finks 1, 2, 3, 2 times. Oh god, yeah, I think we have to just bottom both here. Those are, like, we kind of needed burn. Like, snap burn is kind of the only way we can close out this game, and it's kind of too far gone. Yeah, our opponent, we'll see if our opponent has is this target creature? So it can even pump itself, but it doesn't have trample itself. So it's not always the best. So we'll probably chump here. And this is kind of those moments where I was playing around with that Cryptic Delver build before, because in these kinds of matchups when the board gets pretty clogged, it's nice to be able to just tap down the team and go to town. Alright, so we know they can pump Kitchen Finks enough to kill us if we don't block. So basically the blocks that we have here are going to be like that and like that. Get the most power, keep the most power on the board for any situation, although I think we're more or less dead here. Yep. We'll activate Tasker again. Yep, that's another junky spell snare. Opponent goes up to 10. Yep, there's the Devoted Druid. So this is the new Devoted Druid build. And that Mana Leak is a little too late. A little too late. But Mana Leak is going to be a great card in this matchup, so. Whew. Let's run it back, see how we can fix this. Is it Staticaster? Seems like a pretty strong card here. Extra Terminates might be good, although their threats were pretty resistant to that kind of stuff. We've got Spell Bombs. Counter Squall might be good. Brutality seems not bad at all. You know, get a Collected Company plus one of their dorks, and Dispel could also be pretty good to counter Collected Company. The issue is, like, ideally, like, in theory, we have a pretty good matchup already against them. So it's just a matter of, like, where do we want to make our cuts? Maybe Terminate's just too slow, especially if we're bringing in Collective Brutality. And maybe 3 Brutality is too much. Although, maybe it isn't. I mean, their creatures are pretty low to the ground in terms of toughness. So, alright, maybe our Spellbomb's just not good enough here. I mean, they turn off Finks and the Melira combo, but they might not even be Melira combo. I mean, we saw Viscera Seer, we saw Finks. It's hard to imagine that they're not Melira combo. Counter Squall might just be too inefficient at what it does. Like, it just counters Collected Company, basically. Whereas Dispel is probably the stronger bet here. And Spellbomb also might just be the wrong call. Although I like Relic. Like Relic a lot. And they do have a lot of 2 CMC spells, but once they get to that Collecting Company mana, Spell Snare can be pretty dead. So I'll cut 1 Spell Snare. Yeah, maybe that's too many brutalities, maybe. I think it's a Staticaster is just going to be a fantastic card here, so I'm gonna go ahead and definitely keep Staticaster. K Command might be too slow, although the games can get pretty grindy sometimes, but I'll cut one. And then sometimes what I do, I just cut a Thought Scour, because I feel like I can trim that. But yeah, that's what we're going to go for. This is going to be a tough matchup, I think. But I do like this hand. I do like this hand a lot. We'll have the Fatal Push. We have Serum Visions. It's no turn 1 Delver hand, and it's once again another 4-lander. But we do have the... Ooh, man, these are all good cards. All very good cards. Let's go ahead and do... We'll put Fatal Push on top, Serum Visions on top. Nice. No turn 1 Dork. That's really good for us. The question is here, do we want to keep up Mana Leak? Because I kind of want to draw that Fatal Push. And because we don't have a black source out yet, because I think I want to save Mana Leak for what's really important. So we might lose that Fatal Push on top, but I think that's going to be okay. Mana Leak is just going to be one of the best cards in this matchup right now. So what we could do, actually, we could go Serum Visions, draw the other Fatal Push. Because if we want to save Mana Leak, yeah, that seems like a good play. Even though it'll screw up the Scry, at least it gets us that Fatal Push for sure. Staticaster is also great. We'll keep it on top in case we don't have to Fatal Push. Voted Druid. Sure. So I kind of want to draw, like I said, the Is It Staticaster. So I'm not too uncomfortable just doing it like this. Let's go ahead and fetch here. Watery Grave. A little Fatal Push right there. How much mana do we have? We'll wait on Tasker for next turn, but yeah, we'll do it that way. Opponent still has a lot of cards in hand, so that's another Druid. We'll say okay. See if they have another land. Another land it is. All right. And that's a bird. Okay. So, of course, to use our mana efficiently, we're going to go ahead and Fatal Push this Druid right now. Alright, Thought Scour is not bad at all. So what we're going to do here, we're going to go Thought Scour ourselves. Another Mana Leak is great. And we'll just play Tassiger. So we'll get rid of a couple of lands here. We don't want to get back Thought Scour. And we're fine getting back some Serum Visions here. So we're going to do it like that. We get to keep up Mana Leak for any of their like major plays. And if they overextend with Mana Dorks, we can, of course, blow them out with Is It Staticaster. But now we have a clock set up. And hopefully we can control the game from here. We could Mana Leak that right now. But Is It Staticaster gets rid of it if we draw a land? Alright. If they go for a Finks here, oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. Please, I wish we could draw a land. Land off the top. One time. Land off the top. Alright. We'll go ahead and minimize life loss here a bit. But this is going to be quite the juicy Staticaster. This will go ahead and kill both of their Viziers. Mana Leak the Static Caster. Sorry, Path to Exile targeting the Static Caster. Is that worth protecting? I don't think so. We'll go ahead and say, okay. Yes, we will get up another, let's get another black source here. And basically now we can just start dealing a bunch of damage with Tasigur and keeping up Mana Leak for their expected collected companies here. Interesting that they didn't fire off the path on the Tasigur. Maybe they were expecting something like that. Go ahead and try to Coco on upkeep. We will Mana Leak it. We'll go ahead and attack. We'll go ahead and set up another clock here in the form of Delver. Duskwatch Recruiter. Interesting. We can't Mana Leak that, so... Alright, we will Mana Leak that, though. Our opponent is empty on cards. Hopefully we can flip Delver here. We did not. Let's go ahead and activate Tasigur here. Wow, there's a lot of gas in there. Serum Visions, sure. We've got another red source in our hand, so let's just go ahead and start with the Serum Visions. I like both of those cards on top a lot. Yeah, I think Bolt is going to be the more relevant card here. We'll go ahead and set up another clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, 6. We'll cut one of the fatal pushes because we're going to draw one soon. Alright, our opponent conceded. Very nice, very nice. The more I think about it, I mean, are we trying too hard to beat Collected Company? I'm not sure, because cutting the spell snare is kind of iffy, but maybe we just don't need too many spell snares. I don't know. But I kind of like our configuration here. Of course, being on the play really helped a lot that game. It's just so hard to find the room we need. Interesting. So we have the turn 1 Delver. It's risky because we don't have... Wow. Okay. So no land. We're going to go ahead and just run out the Delver here. Like, one more land would have been great, of course, but... Another Razorverge Thicket, sure. There's the Devoted Druid. There's the combo. See if we can flip... no, we don't flip Delver. But we did draw another land. So what does that let us do? It lets us bolt the Druid and keep up Spell Snare, which I think we'll go ahead and do. Yeah. Yeah, that seems fine to me. Of course, if they jam something like Kitchen Finks right now, it would be really unfortunate, but I think we'll just, yeah, we'll Spell Snare that. Try to keep them off mana, because not only is it a combo piece, it's also mana as well. Yes. Great. Alright, so we have a clock. I don't want to take off Dispel mana right now. And hopefully we can get in a few more hits with this Insectile Aberration. Kitchen Finks. Yeah, sure. So we'll try to race the Kitchen Finks as best as we can. So they didn't have the land last turn, so I'm gonna go ahead and Serum Visions right now. And we see a lot of good stuff here. I want both of these really. So maybe not the Swamp necessarily, but I definitely want the Gurmag Angler. So if they don't make us crack this fetch here to beat a Collected Company, another Finks. Okay, not bad, not bad. We'll go ahead and say sure. And we want to draw the Gurmag Angler and keep up. Alright, it's Dispel mana. Yeah, so this game's gonna be, so we're gonna have 5 cards in the graveyard. Yeah, we're gonna have to, we don't have to shock here actually. Yeah, we don't have to shock, and I don't think we will. We'll get an island, right? Because then, yep. I mean, it is kind of eating our graveyard. So we don't have that bolt anymore for Snap, but I think it's important to keep up Dispel. Yeah, exactly for this reason right here. Alright. Go ahead and swing out here, because we win this race. Interesting. Say okay. Do we want to do anything about this? We could K-Command, deal damage, make him discard, but if they're sitting on a lot of Cocos, I think this is fine, honestly. Because then we have, is it Static Casters to sweep them up? The question is, do we want to do that at end of turn? And I think I might get punished for this play, but I'm going to go for it right now. Alright, our opponent's going to have to draw a card. Alright. No Collected Company, so that's a great sign for us. Now we can keep bashing in with our Static Caster while keeping up Snap. I'm sorry, bashing in with our Delver while keeping up Snap Dispel or Fatal Push or a whole bunch of things here. Man, opponent could just be flooded. I'm not going to tap out here though. Viscera Seer is fine. Like I said, I'm not tapping out. Let's go ahead and attack. Oh, I could have Static Caster on the Viscera Seer. Hopefully that wasn't too bad of a misplay. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and ping here first. We'll go ahead and cast Snapcaster Mage, target Dispel, and we'll dispel that. So I mean, now if they have exactly Collected Company, it could be rough for us, but I mean, that's just the way this game is going to work from this point on. We'll keep up the Fatal Push. Path to Exile. Yeah, we'll use the ability, get ourselves another Swamp here. Alright, so the game's like not locked in by any means right now. course, if they have a collected company here, like, yeah, it's going to be pretty scary for sure. The question is, are we going to need... We have push, snap, push. So, I don't... the question is, are we going to need put... No, yeah, there's no way we need to shock this in right now. Jeez, another Court of Calling. Yeah, we can't beat that right now. I mean, in terms of countering it. But that's their last card. Oh, shoot, what? Yeah, I thought I had a opportunity to interact with that. It's another Duskwatch Recruiter, sure. Yeah, we'll go ahead and Fatal Push. Alright, so I think they're dead, right? Right, and then we'll go red, black, red. Discard, deal 2 damage. And then we can kill them with Snapcaster on our turn. Yep, alright, we did it. I might not have played super smoothly that round, but in general, it's a pretty good matchup, and we played to our advantages. Alright, so thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the 5th and final round.